Sorry about the delay, guys. I kind of slammed this together at the last minute. Uh, just got off the phone with a friend of mine, and he said it'd be cool to let me show you guys what I do when I do commission work. Welcome aboard for the first episode of hopefully many, many more Portrait Art by Joe. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for Portrait Art by Joe. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you guys. And I was just, this weekend when I was doing my comic book art stream, one of the guys that I'm sure everybody in this circle knows, Christian Gorham, he watches a lot of our shows. He's a great guy. And I just asked, I was like, do you guys think people would be interested in me, watching me draw portraits live? And, he said, yeah. The whole reason why he hired me to do a commission of him and this lady was because of some pictures he saw me put up on Gilded of comparisons of, the pictures that I got and the drawings I did for people. So let me see if I can pull those up for you. I think I have them on Facebook. I believe I do. Let me see if I can. There is photos. No, that's bringing them up. Let's see. Go to your page first, Joe. All right. Let's see all the photos. All right. Scroll down far enough, I should find the ones from when I did these commissions. Yeah, here they are. Okay. So, and I think, let me try scrolling it. Yeah, okay. So, guys, this is what I'm talking about here. Let me go and throw this up. And this is the first time I'm doing it live, so bear with me. I kind of slammed this together at the last minute. But, this is what I'm talking about right here. Let me go ahead and get the correct layout up here. There's the sketching one. Where's the sketch one? Oh, I got it. There it is. Okay. So, this is one I did of my buddy Ken Albert and his lady Nokia. And as you can see, I actually flipped the faces around. I thought that was a better layout. That way her hair can fall naturally to one side, his can fall naturally to the other side. I thought that looked better for the portrait. But this is the kind of thing I do. Let's see, another one I did. Okay, this one here, the mother of the son liked her picture in this one right here, but liked his hairdo better in this one, but wanted this face. So, sometimes people want stuff like this. A lot of times what people want is they want to get a family portrait done and they can't get everybody in the same room. That's where I come in. They hand me the pictures and I put it together like they're there. That kind of thing. Then we got, let's see, what else we got here? Oh yeah, this one is the, I think this is the grandkids of one of my cousins. Of course, I put them together, and I think I got another one like that. Yeah, these two guys here together. So Yeah, that's what I do. If people want to get their family members together in the same room, that's where I come in, right? So anyway, um, so I thought it'd be cool if I just got on here, and I've been trying to find the time to do this stuff anyway. So why not get some watch hours in with me doing portrait art? You know. And by the way, those of you that think you might be able to learn something from me, man, reach out to me on the website. I'm actually thinking about doing lessons online. Haven't really come up with a price yet on that, but another thing I'm thinking about doing is joining the Bourgeois Arts Council here where I live. And I talked to the director not too long ago about doing some portrait art and lessons. That is. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get things set up. Luckily, I've been doing my comic book stream forever, so you guys know how this is going to go. Let's see. Yeah, it's this screen right here for the drawings. And so I'll be adjusting some things here, and I have to switch cameras, change the layout. There it is. Settings. Of course, I'm probably sounding like I'm in a tunnel because of the remote mic, so bear with me on that too. But let's go ahead and put the HD Pro on. And we'll switch back to that when we're closing it down today. Yeah, I had a couple of hours before I have to be on that 70s Rock Fans channel, so I figured, what the heck? Might as well do this up for you guys and show you what I do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this set up. All right, bear with me while I get it set up, guys. If you have any questions in the chat, just holler. Like I said, this is the main thing I've done over the years is pencil sketch portrait. I've done some murals and things like that, but oh shit, must have turned this light off. No, that okay, yeah, that's correct. All right, so we need to get. You guys see me okay? I think you can. Pretty sure I haven't moved that. Yeah, okay. So bear with me. Just getting set up. I have to look through and see which. Is this one finished? Unfinished art. 3 pages in that? No. Okay. Oh, that's finished art. Okay. We don't have it now. Right. Got a bunch of stuff down here that just fell out of there. Let's see. What is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's from A Reasonable Doubt. Did I use that whole pad up? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. So we'll start with this one here. Use the last page and go forward. All right, so you're going to see, today you're going to see one of the things that drives artists crazy, let me tell you. Hang on a second. Let's get this set up correctly. That way we can see the whole page. We don't really have to see the whole page, but most of it would be nice. Okay, so let me show you what an artist doesn't want to see. Now we can do this, and every time I've done it, it's worked out fine. But when you want somebody to draw something off of a picture, try and give them the most detailed picture you can give them. Okay, so I'm about to show you the portrait artist's worst nightmare. Let me get this portfolio out of the way real quick, so it doesn't fall over on me. It's pretty heavy, and I don't want it to fall over on me during the show. Let's just place it over here, out of the way. Okay, so see if we can't get this a little bit more centered underneath the camera. That's going to do it. Maybe just make me a center mark on the bottom lip here, don't I? Okay, so that'll work there. Now, the pictures I have to do this particular one off of. Oh, you Star Wars fans out there may be a little jealous of my birthday present I got this year. It is a picture of the Millennium Falcon complete with Han Solo and Chewbacca underneath it. I love it. I think it's awesome. But let's see, here they are, right here. My buddy, God love him, his parents are gone, both of them, and he wants a picture of himself as a kid, and the only thing he's got for me to do off of is this little bitty ID. Guys, you see this ID? See how small it is? See how small the face is on it? This is what I gotta do him off of. Now, luckily, I work with this guy, and I've only worked with him a year, but I've known him for over a decade, so it's a great guy. And then I've got these small wallet-sized pictures of his parents. And the one of his dad has writing over it. I mean, this is the only thing he had. And this is probably why he wants the picture done. That's probably why it is. Oh, and I promised to send him a link in case he wanted to watch. Hang on a second. Let me send that to him real fast, like. Copy link. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I can send it straight from here. There he is. I think he's got it. Let's take a look and see. And there it is. Okay, so he can watch what I'm doing from here. So that's what he wants. He wants all three of them in the same drawing. So my challenge is to, first of all, make this look as much like these small photos as I can, which that's not really the hard part. It's really not. Oh, you guys bear with me, man. I just got my computer back from the shop, and my wire discipline is for crap. Apparently, one of the feet is sitting on my wire. Hang on a second. Come on now. Yeah. There we go. I mean, barely on it, too. Barely on it. I have got to work on my wire discipline. John Das Wolfen would be mad at me. I think I've shown it to him before. How bad my wire discipline is. But anyway. So, that's the challenge. I have to get these guys all in a portrait together, right? And make the proportions correct, you know, which I'm going to have to guesstimate on quite a bit of this, guys, because I've never met these two people. I don't know how small his mom is. I don't know how big his dad is. So, you know, I'm going to do the best I can. And mom's got big 80s hair. You saw that. So there'll be a lot of hair work in this one. But if you guys have any questions in the chat, let me know. We can talk about anything you want. Everybody knows I'm a big comic book nerd. That's what these things around me are. I'm working on a comic book. If you want to see me work on that, you can watch it any Saturday at 1:30. I do about an hour's worth on that. But I have got to get more into this. I'm not going to be able to get that comic book published unless I can raise some money to do it. So I get back into my commissions. Hang on one second. I do want to put something on the screen for you guys. Where is it? Yeah. That's where you can support the channel and the comic book and all that. You can go to my website, joesatmosphere.com. You can go to my Subscribe Star. See some of the behind the scenes on a comic book, some artwork, some of the storylines, things like that. So definitely go check that out. But let's see. I got my 2H. That's what I always start with. For you artists out there, you know you've got uh, a regular set of pencils has got 6H all the way through 6B, and then you got an ebony, right, which is your blackest of black. I tend to just use a few of them. I use a 2H to get started with, an HB to do some more details, and then I go up from there, little bit by little bit, you know. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, a set of artist pencils, H is hard, B is soft. HB would be 0. Say you're looking at a number line. HB would be 0, and then radiating out from that is hard and soft. Okay, 2H is hard, which is lighter than an HB. Then you got 4H, which is even harder, which makes things lighter. I always tell people when they get started, what they want to do. Christian, I hope you're enjoying this. Yes, this is the premiere. You gave me the idea to do this, my friend. I'm going to start doing this probably 2 hours every afternoon until I get caught up on all this work I've got. So, but anyway, yeah, it's the premiere, buddy. So, your H pencils, the higher the number, the harder it is, which means the softer it's going to look on your paper. And then your B's, as you go up in number, they get softer, which means it's going to make it darker. That's how you get the different contrasts in the pencils. And whenever I'm first teaching somebody how to draw, the first thing I tell them is don't engrave. There's no reason to. You've got all these different thicknesses and hardness of pencils to help you do the shades, different darkness and light. You don't need to engrave anything. If you engrave, you've damaged the paper. And if you make a mistake, you can erase all you want. If you damage the paper, that damage stays there. So you're never going to get rid of that line. Yeah, good man. Following my advice. Yes, absolutely, man. This is your idea. This is absolutely your idea. On Rumble, I put it under How To, and Art and Creativity is what it's under. Thank you for watching on Rumble. And I decided to put this on Twitch because Twitch has a rather large art community. So I figured I'd put that on Twitch too. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Okay, like I said, this one's 3 people. We got the son, the mom, and the dad. And I have to imagine, it would look best with the father up top. And I'm just going to put these pictures down here where I can see them. I don't have much of a lip here, so I might need some tape for this, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I'll do is I'll just hold each one individually. I've got some things over here I can keep it in off camera. Okay, so I'm thinking the dad top right, or excuse me, top left. Then put the mom to the right, and then the son dead center in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't just throw circles up here. I actually, when I first started portrait, I just draw what I see. That's what I do. What I see in this picture is I see this guy with a well-groomed haircut, right? So I'm gonna start with his haircut, and I'm just gonna do an outline basically of what this guy's gonna look like. Now this is gonna change. I draw big to start with, and it always gets smaller. That's the way I draw. Now some people may do it differently, but all I can do, kind of like the 12 steps of recovery. I am not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to suggest. I'm suggesting by showing you what I do. Okay? So, this is the way. Make sure that's a 2H. That's coming out kind of dark. But this guy definitely has a widow's peak right here. The definite one. It's slight, but it's there. And I'm just drawing what I see out the gate, right? And you can be the judge. I will put these pictures up here in a little bit and show you. Now that is a curve from about midway through his ear. This looks like a focal point right here. Right here where his cheek meets his jawline. That looks like a focal point to me. And we're gonna, let's see, what we got? Lord Toth. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, he's saying hi to Christian. Yeah, this is Christian's idea. I've done commission work for him before, and we were talking about it this Saturday, and I was asking, do you think people want to watch me do this live? And he was like, hell yeah, that's why I actually showed those at the beginning of the stream, Christian. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I showed the different ones. I didn't show yours. I showed the ones that you decided to get me to do the work for you. That's what I showed at the beginning of it. Yeah, he's a little bit of a taxi with the doors open, but not that bad. And like I said, I always draw. Look, Bill, if you're watching this, don't get mad if this looks kind of crazy when it starts, because this is just me drawing what I see out the gate. Okay, that's all I'm doing. If it makes your dad look fat, whatever, don't worry. When I'm done, he won't look that way. Okay. So we've got him started. Let's see. Now this is going to be the tough part, because as you can see in the picture here, guys, let me see if I can get it up here for you. And this way, yeah, there's writing across the right side of his face. So I'm going to have to kind of guesstimate here. I don't think he has any big scars or anything, so I should be able to do it pretty easily. But what I want to do at the start is I want to kind of get a frame of reference for where everything's at. Now, where his hairline meets his cheek is about the same on each side. As a matter of fact, right there is going to be the top of the ear on the other side. So we want to do that. Just putting a few references in here. There's his ear on that side. Okay, and then we got that coming out. Okay, wait a minute. I see a line I already shortened up, didn't I? Let's take a look. All of this, when you're starting, the more references you put in at the beginning, the better off you're going to be. Okay, that's going to be the top of the ear. All right, do that. Pop that down. And we're drawing that in. Let's see. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Lord Toth. If you're into this kind of thing, I think I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis. If nothing else, it'll help me get my watch hours up, right? Or broadcast hours or whatever on YouTube towards monetization, right? But this guy is not fat. He's not sure what nationality Bill is. I think he's Filipino. I'm not sure. Don't want to say the wrong thing, but do not take that as gospel, but I think that's what it is. Art streams can be fun. Yeah. I try. I do it every weekend, so I've had a lot of practice at it with the comic book stream. But this is something that I actually can. I'll be able to talk more during this one, because this is like breathing to me. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, so and that's what 46 years of experience doing it. Yeah. So anyway. Go ahead and mark his chin. Like I said, we're just putting in the first touches on this. Okay. Now, that's where the shirt comes in, right there. Ooh, I like the collar, crisp collar, nice. That's the thing about these older pictures. These guys knew how to dress, dude. They really do. Let's see. Boom. And we got the tie. Got to have the tie. Now, some of this is probably going to be covered up by the sun's head, but I always draw it to begin with. I can erase it later because I'm using my hard pencil. Like I said, if you didn't hear earlier, I'm using a 2H to start with. It's got a nice tight tie. Okay, so that's what we got to start with. All I want to do is get the silhouette in here. That's it. Let's see. Who was that guy on PBS making paintings? Joe is the next generation. Yeah. Only I'm not a white man with an afro. I'm a white man with a ponytail. Okay. And he did landscapes. I'm doing portraits. So, okay. So let's put him down for now. Got an outline for him. Now, Mom Oh my gosh. I may have to put Mom on his back shoulder a little bit. Let's go ahead and get his shoulder going. Because she's beautiful, but as you can see, she has got, if I can get it up there, yeah, she has got serious 80s hair going on. Yeah, that is a hairdo. And if I put her right next to him, it's going to cover half of his face. We don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and throw his shoulder in here. I kind of hate to do this because, I like having the woman in front, but my gosh, her hair is big. Woof. Got to do what's best for the overall picture here. Okay, so that's that. And I really like the necklace part, but we're going to go ahead and put her face in here. Pretty much, I really like her neck and everything, but my gosh, man, if I put her in front, the hairdo is going to overdo his face. It just is. So, this is when you start thinking about layout. It really is. My only other option is put her dead center in the middle with two men on either side. I could do that. I don't know. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. She is a pretty woman. Let's see if we can do her justice here. Now, one of the things you want to do with the proportions is this. You want to look at how wide you're making his face to start with. Okay? And this is what they're doing. When you see an artist going like this with their thumb, they're getting proportions. That's what they're doing. Let's see. That's about... Okay. That's about at the H. So we go here, do her out to the H. That's about here. And you probably can't even see what I'm drawing right now. Why? Just putting a mark in here. She has big, bold cheeks like all the girls from back then. Her hair comes up here. She's got bangs. Got the bangs. And then we got the big hair. Got the big hairdo, and the big hairdo is going to come around this way. I kind of wanted her lower, but I can't do that because of his shoulder. Let's see. These are the kind of decisions you've got to make when you're doing these things. We'll take a look at what it looks like. Let's see. Bob Ross, that's it. That's it exactly. Low spec. It's Bob Ross, that's his name. The guy with the afro. Yep, that's him. Okay, so let's take a look. Because her head's tilted. I do like the tilt in towards him. I do like that part. So I think we're going to try and make this work like this. And her face may be a little bit smaller. I just hate the fact that we're not going to get her neck in there. Because that is a great feature, man. It really is. She has got a great looking. I mean, just look at the picture. That necklace and everything is really, really freaking cool. I wish I could show that. But... Now, one thing we do have to remember, though, is where the sun's face is going to be. Oh, happy little mistake will make a happy little tree. Yeah, right? Yeah. That's the thing. That's a little bit of the difference between what Bob Ross did and what I'm doing. This has to be dead on. And I will show you as we go on. Just the littlest movement of one line can be the difference between whether or not something looks like somebody or not. I mean, really. I mean, the margin of error in a portrait is extremely small. If you don't get it right, the person that's getting it done will say, "Hey, that doesn't look like who you were drawing." That's the difference. Bob Ross can make a mistake and make a happy little tree. You can't sit here and put a line in the wrong place and go, "Oh, well, let's put a happy little scar or a happy little mole." No, it doesn't work that way. You've got to fix everything. That's why I stick with pencils, because when they're done, you get the different shades, the richness, and everything. But you can fix mistakes, and that was one of my worries when I started my comic book, was doing that, because I can draw all day long. I can sketch like this all day. I love it. But when you get into ink, you make a mistake, it's over. It is over. It's there for good. I don't care how much you repair it. It's still going to be there. Anybody that knows how to draw is going to see it. They're going to know what's going on with it, and that's just, ugh. Okay, so the hair is going to come out. I know it's kind of a helmet look right now, which I will fix later, but that'll work. I think that'll work. Now, one thing's for sure, there's not going to be any space in here in between. She has got some big hair going on. But I might be able to get some of her neck going right here. This part of it. Let's see. Definitely going to be able to get her back in here on this side. And like I said, I draw big to start with. All of this is going to get smaller. And whenever I draw his face, I'm going to draw towards the center. In other words, I'm going to start on this side and do everything radiating outward and shrinking it down that way. So it shrinks in this way. I'm going to do the same thing with her. Start with the close part where they're together, and then make it all come in this way. Now, this looks like a good start. Let's see. Do I have his entire shoulder? Yeah, I do. Right here. Pretty much a triangle down this way. Guy had broad shoulders. But his son's got broad shoulders too, let me tell you. Okay, so I can give the hint of the neck right in here. And all of this is hair. Every bit of this. You want to see some hair work? You want to learn how to do hair work, guys? I got a lot of it to do. Trust me. And then we won't see the necklace on this side, but we're going to see it on this side. We're going to see the necklace drooping in right here. And I think we're going to see a little bit nape of the neck kind of thing right here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be able to show her neck a little bit in here. So that's one of the features makes her look beautiful. It really does. So, yeah, I'm glad we're going to be able to get that in there. Okay, now the sun is going to be dead center. So, might as well just go ahead and draw me a line down here. So I know where it's going to be, right? And let's see about getting my good buddy Bill in this thing. Uh-oh, who's here? Let's see. Hey, Joe, I sent you a message. Yeah? Yeah. Why are you laughing at me with green faces? I don't understand. Let's see what my man, Real Wade Nation, had to say. Now, Real Wade and I, he's been talking a little smack about Madden here lately. And I am thinking about... Oh, he just said thanks, Joe. No problem, Bill. No problem. Okay, so my boy Real Wade Nation has been asking me, not asking me, but he's been talking smack about Madden, saying he's going to kick my butt. Basically, to boil it down, I'm not sure exactly what he said, but it was during one of my gaming streams. So let's see what he has to say. We're negotiating a time to do this live so you guys can see it. Me and Real Wave Nation playing Madden against each other. Let's see. Did he answer me on... Yes, he did. On X. Let's see. Hang on. Are you free tonight at 8 p.m. Central? No, I am not. I'm playing Couture now. You must not have seen my my lineup lately. There was a change last week, so not going to be on there. 6:30 to 8:30. For Madden, or do you want to do September 5th? I think September 5th is perfect. Let's do it September 5th at 10 p.m. Central Time. And I'll go ahead and set it up. If that's good for you, and I'll go ahead and set it in here so you don't forget. 10 p.m. on the 10th. Or, no, on the 5th. On the 5th. That way you can come on the stream and everything, and I'll just broadcast my gameplay. And yeah, I downloaded it the other day. I'll be able to I might be able to get a practice game in or two. But you will have an advantage because you know I drink during that show. So, but anyway, that's what I think. I think that'd be a good time to do it during my regular video game show on the 5th, that Tuesday. That sounds good to me. What do you think, Real Wade? Okay, sorry. No problem, man. No problem at all. So me and Real Wade Nation, mark it on your calendar, boys and girls. We're going to go at it on the 10th, at 10 p.m. Central Time on the 5th. I will start making the thumbnails and everything when I'm done with this show today. I got a busy day today. That's why I couldn't do it today, Wade. I was on with Das Wolfen while he was playing Dungeons and Dragons this morning. I'm doing this show now because I really want to start doing this, so maybe I can build up some commissions. By the way, if you want to get a commission done by me, they're perfect gifts for people, especially with Christmas season coming up. Just send me an email. I do them $50 a face. It's a flat rate. I don't care how big you want it. $50 a face, and just send me an email on the website. Just go to joesatmosphere.com, same as you see on the channel here. Joe's Atmosphere with an F instead of a PH, all one word, .com. Down at the bottom, there's a way to contact me through email. Send me an email, and we will get that. You can either digitally send me the pictures, or you can send them through the mail, or whatever. We'll figure it out. Just contact me there about commissions. But anyway, getting back to this, let's see. We got my man Bill. He's kind of leaning in. I'm looking at this look on his face, though, and it's almost like a grimace. But you know what? That's Bill. Even though he's the nicest guy in the world, sometimes he's got that mean face on because he's an ex-Army guy. That's him. And I'm gonna tweak it just a tad bit to make it curl up the edge to make it look like it's a little bit of a smile, because I don't think his dad's smiling, his mom's smiling, well, his dad's kind of smiling. His dad's lip is curled up here on the end. So yeah, we're gonna we'll make sure he's got a happy look on his face. Let's see. I know I didn't know you were doing this stream. My bad. I know it's short notice. I apologize. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. I didn't know I was doing the stream today. It's really it's Christian DeLorme. He gave me the idea to start doing this. And really, guys, I've been concentrating on my YouTube so much that it's really hurt my artwork. And this is a way I can do both, right? So and Christian, hats off to you, sir. Good idea. Glad I'm doing it. And I've also wanted to do a stream where I'm solo, where I'm not on a panel, not talking to people. I'd rather talk to my audience straight ahead sometimes, So if you have any questions in the chat about anything, guys, about the comic book, about portraits, about pop culture, about current events, let's talk about it. Anything you want to talk about, I will get into it. If I don't want to get into it, I'll let you know. But let's see. I think the top of his head, I think we're going to put him almost right even with the rest of his shoulder right here. I think that's what we're going to do. Now, it's a young version of Bill, okay? So we definitely want it smaller than the dad's head, okay? Definitely want that smaller. So let's take a look at that again. And we don't want to go anything outside of this area right here. Let's see. Got that and that. Okay. Matter of fact, you know what? That's a good mark for his ears. Okay. Here's his ears coming in. Like I said, the initial sketch is just me drawing what I see, man. Drawing what I see. And it looks like Bill's got a little bit of his mama's chin line, a little bit more pointed than his dad is. I could be wrong, could be totally wrong, but it looks that way to me. And then we come down this way. We got his ears here. Nothing coming in. Yeah, that's perfect. Having his ears stay inside his dad's total face, I think, is going to do right on for that proportion. And then we just keep drawing what we see, man. Let's see. That's his chin. He's just looks like he's just wearing a regular white t-shirt. And then his hair goes up straight and then comes across. All right. Okay, so at this point, I can see that I'm overlapping the tie, all that good stuff. But we want to keep that in there for now. When we get into the hair work, a lot of times when you put something in front, you don't even have to erase this. The only time I'll erase it is if it's interfering with some of the lines I'm drawing there. Let's see. Have a good show, bud. Take a nap. Worked start at 7:30 and to 1, so I need a nap. Go take a nap, Real Wade. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. All right, let's see. So, I like what I'm seeing. It's looking good. I like what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish getting his silhouette down. And that, I think, is going to do it for Bill, boys and girls. Yeah. Okay, so we've got everybody laid out. Now, like I said, when I start doing proportions, for him, I'm going to start up here and work my way up, right? These two, I'm going to work towards the center, right? So, I want to let you know what I'm thinking about when I'm doing my work. Okay, so let's start with Dad. Once again, just drawing what I see. I'm not doing proportions yet. Just drawing what I see. And we know his nose, bridge of his nose is going to be right about here. This is when the details start coming in. Now, here's your first rule of thumb doing portraits. I know this is going to sound funny. I know it's going to sound completely stupid, but anybody that draws portraits will tell you the same thing. The distance across someone's eye, the distance from left to right across someone's eye is the same on both sides, and it's the same distance between the two of them. Very rarely, my mother likes to say, I don't trust him because his eyes are too close together. Well, he must have small eyes, because I don't think, I've only done 1 or 2 where there was an extra wide spacing between the eyes or an extra close spacing between the eyes. That is, it's kind of like the old Marvel drawing book. Pretty simple, man. Pretty simple. So one of the things you can do, now like I said, I'm drawing what I see to start with, right? But one of the things I can do, I want to do this at the start, when you start doing eyes, just take a look at where they're going to start and end. They're going to start and end right here. Now, I'm not talking about the wrinkles, the crow's feet. I'm talking about the actual eyeball where you can see white. All right? And on this one, actually, now that I've said that, let me fix what I'm saying. Right about here, because his crow's feet go out pretty far on that one, that side. Okay, so we're going to go there. So if I need equidistance across, let's see what this looks like. Half of that is here. Let's see how I did. Okay, here's the bridge of his nose. Here's the eye. And this is all in one line too. Not many people, I mean, you might have a low droop or a high up, cat's eye kind of effect. But most of the time, it's going to be straight across. Let's see what this looks like. Now he's got some major crow's feet on each side. He's got that I hung out with Cheech and Chong look. You know what I'm saying? He got that, looks like he might have smoked a left-hand cigarette here and there. Not saying he did, I'm just saying the look is there. Let's see, okay. And then yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Looking pretty good. That's the narrow eye, and this one's open a little bit more. I mean, the more you do this, the easier it is to do it by feel. And this one is coming out just perfect right now so far. This eye is a little bit more open than the other one. And as you can see, I am sketching. I am barely putting the pencil on the paper. Okay? Not engraving anything. If I want this to be darker, I mean, guys, look. If I want it to be darker, all I have to do is grab this ebony pencil, which is what I'm going to do eventually anyway. And for instance, we'll go ahead and put his pupil in here. Okay, from the picture I can see the shadows are mostly over here and underneath. So the light source is coming from here. So inside the eye, I want that highlight up here. And you mark it off with your lightest pencil, where it's going to be, and then you don't go in there, right? I'm just doing this to show you. I can erase this here in a second. It'll be gone forever because I'm not engraving anything. But see the difference in the pencils? You can actually see where I put that because this is the darkest pencil you can use. And I didn't press any harder than I did using this. That's the hardest concept for some people to grasp is when you're drawing with pencils, artist pencils specifically, you don't have to press hard. You don't. If it's not dark enough for you, get the next pencil up along the line of pencils. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so we got his eyes laid out here. Let's go ahead and finish putting the irises in. And that, I don't know, let's see. That one looks a lot bigger than the other one. And it is. This is where you want to fix stuff. Okay. What did I do? Okay, so here's my first dilemma. I gotta fix this. I use that eye as what I'm gonna use. And look, once you have this measurement, you can use it across all the rest of the drawing. And I'll show you that here in a second. This is why the eye line is so important going across. Let's take that, see how it does going across. That's going to be too short. Okay, so I just got to find the difference between the two. Okay, so that's what? Right there, so let's give it that much off, which means I'm going to have to adjust that. Let me take this. I'm right up on top of it, looking at it with one eye right now. Okay, that's that. Now let's see how that goes. Is that right? Yep, that's it exactly. So what I want to do is right now I want to erase the other marks. Okay, so I'm coming in here, and these kneaded erasers. Okay, let me go ahead and explain this too, since this is kind of a how-to. Your kneaded erasers, you're going to get them, and it's going to look like a brick, a little bitty rubber brick. But you can pull these things. This is how you clean it. Actually, you pull them apart and squish them together. Okay, but you can also, because it's so malleable, you can take it and actually use it kind of like a pencil. You can make a sharp edge by flattening it out like this. You see how thin that is? Right? And then I can take it and I can come right in here and just get rid of that one line. And at the same time, while I'm doing that, go ahead and put in a deeper line right there. Now the next one is right here. So I want to get rid of the other one. Alright. Oh, I got rid of both of them. Right. And then put this one in there. And we can get rid of this one on the edge where I started. Get rid of that one completely. Okay. So, let's see how we're doing. How are we doing on time? Yeah. We've got a whole another hour. I'm going to be on That 70s Rock Band's channel at 4 p.m. Central Time for another meeting of the Canon Film Club. We're going to get together. I think Razorfist and Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge are supposed to be there. I think the author of the Guide to Canon Films is going to be there as well. Pretty sure all three of those guys are going to be there. And a few regulars that 70s has on when he does stuff. But I'm going to do this right up until a half an hour ahead. Grab me a bag of popcorn and woof it down real fast. Part of the reason why I had to wait till 1:30 to start is because I had to eat something. I just got to fast wolfing. So we've got the proportions done with his eyes. Now I got to draw the eyes in. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Get rid of that dark iris. Okay. And as you can see, most of it has disappeared. I mean, if I wanted to keep working on this thing really hard, I could get rid of all of it. But pretty much his pupil pretty much is going to stay in the same place. Just making the eye a little bit bigger. But it's not a make or break thing where I have to start the drawing over again. Okay? So don't forget where your line is. Right? And where is he? Okay, this one here, let's go ahead and put some detail in it. That is actually good. I think the height of the eye is great. I just need to come in and get that little, I don't know what they call it, a moisture duct or something right here, right near the bridge of your nose. That's got to be in there. Doing a little more detail now. And you may see me do this. Take my glasses off for a little bit every once in a while. Because no matter how good the bifocals are, it's always better when you just have the glasses off. Okay. So yeah, this looks pretty good right here. Now the iris does need to come down in size because he's got quite a bit of white showing there. Eraser. Erase that. Erase this. We'll come in and redraw. And there we go. And that's hooked up. And at this point, I'm noticing that there are two highlights. I'm just going to use one though. That's something you can always do yourself. Just decide, hey, as long as that's towards the light, we're good to go. Now the other side, let's go ahead and tighten that up. Got the tear duct. Tear duct. That's what it is. It's a tear duct. And we're coming in here. The eye itself, and it's not as high as this one. This one's, I don't want to say squinty, but it's just not as wide open as the other. Right? And then where it meets, it's right in here. Comes out this way, and the iris is right here. Okay, and then that comes out almost straight across. It does kind of curl up at the end, but it's almost straight. Okay, so then let's go ahead and put the highlight mark in. That could be right about here, which means the pupil is, it's pretty close. Like I said, it was only going to move a little bit. Looking pretty good. Actually, it's pretty small in this one. It's almost non-existent. Because, I mean, it's like his eyelid's kind of a flap, if you know what I mean. Some people sort of like that. So let's go ahead. Erase everything we can out of this. Okay. Redraw, and then we'll Am I covering up? Yeah, the bill of my hat's covering up a lot of it, isn't it? That's okay. Got the iris where we want it. That's a little higher, I think. Okay, that's good. And then the highlight for this one, I think we're going to make it a little higher. A little bit more off to the right. Yeah, I like that better. I like that a lot better. Now, one thing you always want to do is make sure that it just looks silly, and you're going to find a lot of the time that when somebody's looking, the eye towards the light the pupil may be tighter than the one towards the shadow side, but when you're doing a drawing, make them isometric, make them the same size. I mean, it just looks weird if you don't. And then I can shade in where it's going to go ebony. I'm not going to finish it off right now. I just did that earlier to show you the difference between the pencils. But we're going to come here, and we're going to get into the bridge of the nose. Now, what you got here is you got his eyelid is tucked under his brow skin, kind of. Okay, so you want to come in, you want to put that in there. Anything you're seeing in there as far as wrinkles, crow's feet, things like that, you want to go ahead and get them in there because it'll get you a pretty good reference where things are. And then the bridge of his nose is here. He's got a little bit of a shade right in here. That's the bridge of his nose, and he's got a little bit of a rounded. Now let me tell you something. There's hardly any straight lines in a portrait. Most of them are curved. Okay, so always remember that when you're drawing. You don't want to draw, unless somebody's got a really sharp feature, you don't want to draw straight lines. You really don't. Okay, so here. And then his nose is about here. Now, this is where, now that you've got this set, you know that you've got the eyes set. You can use that measurement for proportions, okay? You can use that measurement across here. And I'm gonna measure across his eyes, okay? And then I'm going to see how far down the face that goes to from his eyes. Wow, that's pretty long. Now, let's double check that. See, this is the problem with small pictures. Okay, if I was just starting to do this, all my proportions would be off. But I've been doing it for a long time. If I have to get a piece of paper out and mark it off, I will. But I shouldn't have to. But this is why you want bigger pictures. Okay, it's just. The one Christian sent me was perfect because it was on it was digital, so I could blow it up big as I wanted. The clarity isn't as important as the size, guys. We need to be able to get the size bigger because that will give us the proportions. Okay. Yep, that's pretty far down. Wow. Okay, so this distance across his eyes goes to the eye and drawing on the side of my pencil. Put it here. And yeah, that's about right. That's about right. On the picture itself, it looked like it went right below his upper lip, or excuse me, his bottom lip. And if I use that as proportion, it's almost down to his chin. So I have basically, my initial sketch made his face smaller than it should have been. So we're going to put bottom lip right in here, and we'll change everything accordingly. But let's see. Wow, I'm going bigger this time. That's really strange. Okay, so how far is his nose? Let's take a look at that. Really? Huh, okay. So his nose is going to go about that far down. All you have to do is tap it. You'll see what you're shooting for. Of course, let's go ahead and put a little center mark in here. That's his nose. Now, the outside of the nostrils, you can just do that by eyeballing it, really. But that's all portraits are, is getting the proportions right. Once you get the proportions right, it's pretty much universal how you shade and everything else. You know? All right, let's see what we got here. No questions in the peanut gallery? I am shocked. I find it hard to believe with the audience I am. But that's fine. If you guys are enjoying the drawing, enjoy the drawing. I got a question for you guys. Has anybody seen the Gal Gadot movie yet? Because I have an affinity for hot brunettes, and I'm just wondering what that movie's like. If it's any good or garbage. What do you guys think? Let me know. Okay. Okay, that makes his nose look kind of. Yeah, that needs to come up and out a little bit there. Yeah. Better. And it's definitely rounded. Rounded nose. And his nostrils can come up. Pretty much go in here. A little bit of a curve, a little bit of a dimple here. And he's definitely got a shade right here. Right in there. Okay. So that's going to be the major shade. He's going to have a minor shade down here. Make it look more rounded. Okay. I don't know. I'm liking it. Bill, if you're out there and you see what's going on, let me know. This is the beautiful thing about doing this live. Bill can watch this and tell me what kind of changes I need to make to it. You know what I mean? Let's see. All right. Now, there are a lot of details in here that I'm not going to do on this first pass, but there are a few things I do want to get in here. One of them is that line right around that. Okay. Now, the widow's peak is right about lined up in the center, so that's good. All right, then the eyebrows come in. Okay, he's got some shading here. That tucked there, and then the eyebrow comes in. Like all men's eyebrows, they're thin out to the side, but then they get thick right on top. Okay. And then this side, there's a little bit of a, let's see. Okay, that's bridge of his nose, and bridge of his nose this side. Yeah, that's it right in here. A little bit of a dimple, not much. This is definitely the light side. You're not going to see much of that bridge. And then we go up here, and that's it. I don't want to say it's raised, but it's definitely higher than the other side. It may look that way because that eye's more squinty. But, and like I said, as you can see, there's some blue writing on his face. So, I mean, I'm going to have to guesstimate, use some symmetry here to try and make it look as close to the man as I possibly can. And I'm sure Bill knows this about these pictures too. It's the only ones he had. I asked him, I said, man, is this all you got? He said, no. And I'm sure that's why he wants the picture done, you know, so he can have something a little bigger to remind him of his parents, right? So. Okay, so now we're getting down to the mouth. Now, I marked his bottom lip here. Let's go ahead and check the measurements one more time. Looking at the nose, may be too short. That may be too long. Before we go on, let's double check the nose and make sure it's not too long. Maybe too long. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit too long. Now, this is something we're fixing to do called mirroring. Okay? I'm seeing here that I've gone too long with the nose, right? So I go ahead and mark the bottom again and then just do the whole process over again. Only this time, I'm seeing that, hey, this lines up here. This comes up here. So I just mirror it. Just draw parallel lines, parallel curves. Pretty much recreating it. And then we want to look, how close is that to that? Well, it's right there. We've already got the width, right? Right? That's not hard to do. You just draw a straight line up from the edge of the nostril and it goes straight up to here. Right? And actually, now that I'm looking at it again, not far enough out on that. So bring it out a little bit. But you see what I'm talking about. And then don't forget to erase. Go in there and erase your stuff. And what we want to erase here, now that we've got that done, hang on, let me go ahead and get this side too. Let's double check this side. Yeah, about out to here. Okay, now that I've got that done, now that I've got the nostrils and the both outside and inside done, then we want to come in and erase. This is why you don't engrave. You make a mistake, easy to fix. Of course, I got to get rid of that part of the upper lip I was working on because the nose has moved, right? And trust me, if you're doing this and you see that you've got some lines left over, don't worry about it. When you need to worry about it is when you start shading this thing. If the line's still there, then you need to scrub it out, okay? Make sure you keep your hands clean in this entire process too. Okay? He says as he rubs his nose. Okay. I see a line here I want to get rid of. Okay. It's not quite that round. There's still a little bit of flat in his nostrils. So let's make that go a little taller. See, just that little bit makes it look more like the drawing. I definitely had his nose too long. Just that little bit. I mean, look how much space that is. If I was to go get a measuring tape, I guarantee you that's not even 1/8 of an inch on this drawing. But it makes it look so much better. It makes it look so much more like that guy. And this is one thing I want to tell all you portrait guys out there. When you're doing work like this, all right, get up and look at it from afar every once in a while. Because first of all, I'm sitting right on top of it. I'm looking at something right on top of it, okay? You want to get up, stand back, and look at it from afar for a second. And I can already tell that that looks 100% better. Okay? That's what you want to do. Your eyes don't play tricks on you. If something looks wrong to you, don't be afraid to go in and fix it. Because if you're using the correct pencils, really, I mean, in all honesty, I should use a 6H to start with. Okay? That's why you're seeing residual lines in there. Because I didn't start with a light enough pencil. But I've been doing this, like I said, for 46 years. I feel like it's okay for me to use a 2H to start with because I'm not going to make that many mistakes out the gate. Okay? So, we got that. Now, let's double check the rest of our measurements. Let's see where the bottom of, let's see where the top, excuse me. kind of thinking to myself, let's see where the bottom lip hits. Okay, I'm going to say it's this far across. The bottom lip. Oh, yeah, that's a lot shorter than I did earlier. See, that's why you want to check, check, and recheck, man. Check, check, and recheck. Okay, that's a big difference, isn't it? Now it's more in line with what I drew originally. My first measurement didn't look as good as that, right? So, let's go ahead and keep going here. Shoot. Get that. Come down this way and see how far we get. All right. That's good. Now, let's take a look from here. There. And now I'm getting something completely different. This is bugging me. This is why it's such a pain in the ass to use small pictures. Good Lord Almighty, my man Bill has given me a quandary. Oh my God. Oh my God. What am I to do? I'm going to have to do what I said earlier. I'm going to have to get a piece of paper out and do this like micro bit by micro bit. All right. Luckily, I have plenty of business cards in here. I just don't want to run over my headphone cords. Okay. So, let's go. Let's go ahead and make some marks. We're not going to mark up the picture. The picture's been marked up enough, I think. What do you guys think? I think it's been marked up enough. Yep, that's about halfway through the chin, across there. Let's see if my nose measurement is right. Let's see if I got that right. Yeah, looks like I got the nose measurement right. Let's take a look. Nose measurement's going to be from here across to here. A little bit past halfway. See how we did? Look at that. It's almost exactly on it. Can you see that? Can you see it? Here, let me show it to you. Look at that. Look how close those marks are. That nose is ready to go. That nose is most definitely ready to go. Let me get this straight again, guys. Hang on. Sitting there messing up my stuff here. Okay, there we go. Now, straight across, it's going to give me just past the upper lip. Let's do that. All right. Excuse me, the lower lip is what I meant. Just past the lower lip. Okay, so that's it. That's this is this is starting to chap my buttocks. Double check all of this. If I have a mistake in here, I could be in big trouble. Okay, I think I see where my mistake is. But it's not really a mistake. Okay. So let's go this way. Let's draw bottom lip, eyes. Let's go from this side. Oh, well, that's perfect. Okay. From here, For this eye, bing, bang, boom, is down to the bottom lip. And it's showing that big. Okay. This is the problem with small pictures, folks. It's frustrating. I'm going to have to use my eyeball. Got to run. Peace. Thanks, Lord Toth. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's make sure I got the 2H. Yeah, Bill, I'm going to be cursing your name for giving me small friggin' pictures, you goof. Let's see. Too many marks in here. Let's try it again. I'm happy with the nose, though. There we go. And that's the mark I just made. So yeah, that's looking more like it. I like that. We're gonna roll with that and roll on. Okay, so this is the bottom lip, and it's definitely a hard line there, so I can leave that in there. Need to get rid of the other line. This looks like I pretty much got the proportions right out the gate for Dad's face, it looks like. Let's go ahead and looks like the total mouth is a little bit bigger than the two together, so let's go ahead and mark it here. We've got that. Not sure. There's something in lore about that little dimple right in here, top of your mouth. I'm not sure what that is, what it's called. That looks like it's pretty short on him. And his mouth is going to go out to right about there before it pinches together again. Now the upper lip is much smaller, thinner than the other one. He's definitely got a curling up smile, and he's definitely got a little bit of a dimple in here, about where the end of the pupil is. Yeah, he's got that kind of thing going on. And then, like I said, the lip meets right here, and then it gets kind of plump, kind of fast, right there. Okay, so then this is coming out more straight, almost. And I know it looks kind of like a villain's mustache, but that's not what this is. This is actually the upper lip. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Now, none of this is straight lines. I know this from experience, okay, guys? You've got, because of this right here, you've got this part of the lip is kind of bulged right here, and then it goes flat on either side, all right? That's basically the way it works. That's why I'm putting this curve in here to give that illusion. It's a lot wider on some people than it is on others. And then this comes out this way. Now, the corner of his mouth on this side is right dead center of the pupil, looks like so. Here, and then that's going to be his upper lip. Uh-oh. And of course the nurse chimes in. Old Foxy, she's watching. Says, the philtrum? Am I pronouncing that correctly, young lady? Middle of the upper lip contains an indentation just above the bow of the lips. This is what is known as the philtrum or medical cleft. There it is. We have been educated. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that greatly. But anyway, then we got, let's see. The bottom lip. Now, when you've done this a while, like I said, there's no straight lines. If you take a good look, it's curved upward towards the lips. Now, you don't, on the upper lip, you can get away with putting some dark lines in. Not too dark, but a lot of it's shading, okay, to show that it's bulged you know, that there's light not hitting it directly, okay? And then the darkest thing you're going to draw, and this is why you got to get it right, the darkest things you're going to draw in a portrait are these. I'll show you the lines they are. It's where the upper eyelid meets the eyeball, because there's no light getting in there. None. It's absent of light. That's going to be black. Just as black as your pupil. Okay? The next one that's going to be like that is the nostril. Not all of it, just right where the hollow part is accentuated. Those are going to be black. All right? The other line that's going to be completely black in your drawing is where the upper lip ends and the inside of the mouth begins. Once again, absence of light. And one thing I'm going to enjoy teaching you is about teeth. Because if you do them wrong, they're going to look like chiclets. People will not forgive you for it. It's very easy to draw the English because they have bad teeth, right? But if you want your picture to look fantastic, I mean, leaps and bounds above everybody else's drawings. You get the teeth right. Teeth and hands are the hardest things to draw. And I'm going to show you how to do them correctly. But at this point, all we want to do is get the lips in where those are going to be. And you might, just for the sake of me showing you how it works, now right here, looks like there's a little bit of a gap in here, and that's going to be really black too because there's no teeth behind. Okay, so that little dip is going to be really dark right in there. Okay. Okay, now, the lips are pretty much shaded from here on out. They're not really a lot of lines. It's all shading, really, to give it the illusion of it puffing out above the rest of the skin. But you don't want to put a line there, you know. But these corners are going to be darker than anything else. I mean, look at the picture itself. You'll see that. Okay. And this actually looks, I think, you know, occasionally I get a silhouette, you know, now I may make it thinner on the sides or further out, but this is looking good to me, man. It's looking really good to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Looks like there's only a couple people watching this on YouTube, but then again, I did this in a hurry. I didn't really put a good description on it and tags and all that stuff, so. But I'm going to start doing this during the week, guys. You guys are going to see how to draw a portrait. And, Rhonda says, looking good. Cool. But if you want individual lessons, it's something I can do. I can do it through StreamYards, or we can do it through Zoom. Rather do it through StreamYards. That way I can record it and send it to you and stuff like that. But once again, go to the website. You see it there crawling across the bottom of the screen, joesatmosphere.com. Email me and we'll set something up if you want a lesson. Let's see. So basically what I want to do with the rest of this, I can leave this alone for now. I just want to get some big shades in, you know, just mark some stuff off. Like he's got a really prominent, the part where the face is actually away from the light, there's a lot of shading in there, a lot. And you want to get some of this stuff marked off. Like for instance, where his cheek meets his upper lip, there's a little bit of a shade right in here. And he's got a definite line that comes out. You can see, every man, you can see where the mustache would be growing in. And that's basically going to be the shade right here. Now you see where I put that shade, it almost gets rid of the line I had there before. And by the time I'm done shading, you probably won't even see that there was a line there. That's why I said don't worry about it if you don't get rid of it right away. You can go in and clean it up later. Plus, there's a shadow I got to put in here still. I mean, the initial drawing, you don't need to erase much. Just stuff that's going to keep you from getting confused. Okay? And this right here, I've got to bring this out just a little bit. Yeah, I'm thinking that looks good. Okay, so pretty much we got him, I think. A little bit of crow's feet. Looks like it might be too wide right here. Yeah, I think it may be too wide right there. So let's cut it back. There's definitely a bulge here. You were watching on Twitch. Okay, I can only watch one broadcast at a time, buddy. I'm sorry if you were talking to me, I didn't see it. I apologize. How you doing, man? I'm sure you're all set for Couture tonight. Couture is actually going to be my 4th broadcast today. I stay busy on Monday, let me tell you. Yeah, okay. Knock is a good friend of mine. If you've watched State of the Atmosphere, you know he is. He's a big-time football fanatic and a big-time Star Wars fanatic. He loves all that stuff. But I'm just marking in where some shades that I definitely want to be working on are going to be. And, yeah, this is looking good to me. I don't know. I think it's looking pretty good. But you see the struggle with a small picture that I had there working out the proportions to begin with. And God love you, Bill, if you're watching. I understand this is the only pictures you had, but, man, guys. Get us portrait artists some better pictures. But, yeah. I think everything looks good on this side, but I think this side, and I really wanted to work from the center out, but I've got this done so well that we're just going to make his face the focal point as far as the proportions go. Because what happens is once you're done with this, you just send it in a tube to the person, and they're going to take it and get it matted and framed. And that process is where it gets centered up, okay? I could draw this all the way to the left side of the piece of paper if I wanted to. You know, just whenever they mat it up, that's when they center it up and get it looking good. It's not like doing a poster where the poster's got to fit exactly into that poster frame. No, that's not how these portraits go. They get matted and framed in their individual way. And his upper lip, I may have made it too big. I don't know. But like I said, I'm going to step back from it here in a little while and take a look at it. But okay, so got enough on Dad for right now. But no, I am fixing a proportion right here. Let's go ahead and do that. And all I'm doing is mirroring what I had because I like what I had to begin with, right? That's all I'm doing. Looks like that sliver goes in right above the nostril. So let's make that happen. And then going straight for just a bit and then curving in. And we just subtracted about 25 pounds off this guy by doing that. And it looks like the neck may have drawn that too thick too. Let's take a look. Yeah, just a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Okay, so. Yeah, he's already looking like $1 million, man. Okay, so. Got all that done. Let's get his ear back in there. Which is going to be much smaller than I drew to begin with. Yeah, much smaller. Made his ears too big. Okay, so let's get rid of that. I don't think I'm going to have to move Mom much, but I can move her in a little bit if I want to. But I got to do that when I start on Mom, for sure. Got to move her in. All right? Okay. Look how much smaller that ear is. I told you, I draw big and I get smaller. Now, the one thing I haven't dealt with is the hairline, right? So I gotta get that fixed up too. This curves in almost on top of the eyebrow, but not quite. And it comes straight here, and then up at a slant and around. Now let's see where the widow's peak is supposed to be. Let's take a look at that. We want to get all the proportions right on Dad before we move on, because we're going to use him as a starting point for the other ones. Okay? So what you want to do, come in here, and I'm going to keep using what I've been using, which is the eye line. And really, I need to do it from this side. Okay, over to there. So we're going about this far in. Pivot and up. Ah, that can't be right. There's no way his forehead's that big. It isn't that big. Okay. Once again, problem with small pictures. Phil, do with you. No, I'm just kidding. This is the only ones, like I said earlier, guys, this is the only ones he had in his parents. So if he had better ones, he would have given them to me. But he didn't. Okay, that's much different. Much different. Okay, so using the card, doing it correctly. Yeah, looks like that's... Gee whiz, guys. Once again, how close can I be? Huh? I'm not going to move the camera again, but you see what I'm looking at. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. Now we come across now. One thing that's changing on the hair here, now that I know I got my proportions right, this looks correct. Maybe a little thinner, but where it's at looks correct. Turns inward, which means his hair, this is actually a shade of his brow right here. And it looks like his hairline's going to meet it, but there's a little bit of a hair thing there, and then there's the hairline meeting it here, and it meets at this point up here and comes across to the widow's peak. Okay, so now we just need to clean up the lines we don't need. So get rid of those. Of course, these you really don't have to worry about. I just like doing this so I can double check my work and see if I've cleaned it up good. Man, my man is looking like $1 million. He really is. Now, one thing I've got wrong is over here. My straight here is way too long. This should come around, a little bit of a dip, but then we see the hair itself coming in like this. And then we've got the straight. And then we've got the continuation of the curve. So that looks much better right there. I had this point way too high. That needed to come back down. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and clean that up. Now we just need to worry about the outside. Let's go ahead and do his ear. I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish proportions on Dad and be done for today. So let's... Okay, the bottom of the ear is right in the middle of his upper lip. So that's almost dead on. It's just a small lobe. And then from the lobe, straight out a little ways and then up. Not as pronounced as I made it. Of course, you know, we exaggerate everything when we get started. The top of it meets right in here. Let's take a look. Right in there. Okay, that's too high. Cut that off. No, he's not a Ferengi. This is all rounded. There's a little bit of a straight, but like I told you, there's not many straight lines in a portrait. Not many at all. Okay, that, he does have a pronounced ear. No doubt about it. And I've met Bill. He's got his father's ears. Okay? Let's see. Maybe you can see it in his little, yeah. You see in his ID picture. Yeah, he's got his dad too. Okay, so that still looks like a little too big. This is more tucked in, so let's make that happen like this. And then, yeah, there it is. Okay, I was using my old line there. Okay, yeah, that's more like it. Get rid of the old line and then pronounce the new line. And you want to keep your hands clean. If you start smudging the pencil, you're wrong. Keep your hands clean. It's always good to keep a wet washcloth around you. I wasn't, like I said, I put this together last minute. And I'm glad I did. All hail Christian Delorme and his idea of me doing this live. I'm going to continue to do it live. And that's the ear. Okay, so now we need to get the rest of the silhouette done. His hair comes out. Not quite as bad as I drew it to begin with. Let's get rid of some of the exaggeration. Okay, his hair gotta come out this way. So it's only a little bit above that. See how I'm shortening everything up to make it look more like the picture itself? Now that's coming in this way, but there's a bulge there. And that actually is going to be about I have the height right, it's just that corner is not as pronounced as I thought. Let's get rid of that and draw that the correct way. Alright. And then we come around here. Bulge continues. There's a little bit of a loop right in here. Where's it at? Huh. Actually pretty far inside. So it should be on its way down about here. And then there's a little bit of a overlap loop. Now the part is right at the edge of his crow feet right here. I almost had that dead on. Not quite, but almost. And then, yeah, that's still too high. That is still too high. Let's tighten this up. Okay, the widow's peak, it's right dead center. Right dead center. This flattens out a little bit. This is more of a high riser, and it's not really a high riser. This is more flattened out, more curved. So all of this needs to come down. All of it. And you're going to be, like I said, you always draw big and end up getting smaller. Okay, looks like a lot of confusion up there. Let's get rid of all that bullshit. You know what the last thing you drew was? Don't be afraid. Just erase, and then come in and reinforce the lines you came up with. And you're never wrong to outline hair, because if it's going to go outside that outline, that's fine. No big. And then, right about here, it's coming out. A little flat, not much. Straight down. A little bit of a curve, not much. Straight into the top of the ear. Right there. Look at that. I had that all the way out to here. Look how much shorter that got. Okay, guys, you tell me. What do you think? I think we got Dad proportioned out. What do you think? Let me go ahead and... That ear is kind of light. Let's go ahead and get the ear in there. And this isn't written in stone. There's nothing says we can't change any of this, because we haven't engraved the paper, right? We can do what we want with it, right? And for instance, this ear, I'm basically going to mirror that ear, because, like I said, there's writing across his face, so I'm basically going to have to trust that his ears are symmetrical, you know? That's the best you can do. Okay, so the hairline comes right along with that and then pops out here. Yep, that looks good to me. Okay, so let me see if I can get this where you guys can see it. This is Dad, all proportioned out. Let's go ahead and move it this way a little bit. That's what we're gonna roll with, boys and girls. That's what we're gonna roll with Dad. Of course, I'll double check the proportions and everything, but I believe that's gonna work for him. I really do. Next time, which will be Wednesday, and I'm not sure of the time yet. I'll definitely put it together tonight. But next time, we're gonna do Mom and work our way down to Bill himself. Okay? So let me get this switched around, and then we'll go ahead and close out the broadcast for today. Let's see. Yeah, I love it. They were calling me the Bob Ross of portrait art earlier in the broadcast. I thought that was funny. Oh my gosh. But anyway, let's go ahead and flip things around here, guys, and you might be able to understand me a little bit better here in a second too. I'm about to switch all my settings up here. Let's see. We're going to go back to our regular camera, and then we're going to change our microphone. Right one? Yeah, that's it. You guys hear me all right? I hope so. Okay, so that is it for this week, buddy boys. I say week for today. I'm going to start doing this every day. I should have been doing this every day. It's what I do, right? It's what I do. Where's my glove thingy, he says. Brother, that's for when I work on my iPad. That's what that glove thingy's for. It's not for this. Matter of fact, if I use it on this, it would fill up with lead and start smudging the shit out of this stuff. Nah, don't want to do that, Knock. Don't want to do that at all. Okay, boys and girls. Well, thanks for tuning in this impromptu art stream. I'm going to start doing this on a daily basis so you guys can get a look at it. I called my buddy Bill today and asked him if it would be okay if I worked on his portrait that he's been wanting me to do live, and he said no problem, and he thanked me for getting to work on it. It's one of these things. It's something he's wanted. It's just he wasn't in a hurry for it, kind of thing. But anyway, and just to show you guys some of what I do, I showed you this at the beginning of the show. I'll go ahead and show you now that we have a second before we leave. This is what I mainly do. The comic book thing is brand new for me, but I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. I've been good at portrait for a long time. These are some commissions that I did over the Christmas season last year. This is some grandkids of a cousin of mine. You see, they're not in the same picture, but I put them together. This is what a lot of people get me to do. They'll get me to hang on. Let me give you a better look here. Yeah, they'll commission me to do this when they want a family portrait done and they can't get everybody in the same room, kind of thing. Okay. The next one, it's just another one of the grandkids put together, And then this one was interesting. This shows you what you can do with art. You can do anything you want with it. Like one time I did a picture of Foxy with her son, and her son was a teenager, an extremely young teenager. And she had long hair in the picture she wanted, but she wanted her current hairstyle. So I changed. This is kind of the same thing. The mother liked this picture of the son, but wanted this hairdo and the beard. And she didn't like this picture of the daughter-in-law. She wanted this picture of her. So, as you can see, I made all those changes for her, and she was very happy with it. This one,
It's a friend of mine named Ken Albert and his girl Naoka. And I just thought it would look better if I swapped their faces, because her hair is falling to the right, his hair is falling to the left. I mean, it would make I think it looks better with the hair falling away from the center, kind of thing. I just thought it looked like a better layout to me. And that's what you can do with these pencil sketch portraits. You can line them up any way you want. Anyway, that's the kind of thing I do. So if it's something that you feel like you want to, with the Christmas season coming up, it's a great personalized gift. And like I said, I do them $50 a face. Just get a hold of me on joesatmosphere.com. Same way you spell it here on the YouTube channel, with an F instead of a PH. Go down to the bottom. You'll see a contact me thing. It's my email address, my business email address. Hit me up there and just let me know what you want to get done. And we'll arrange to get the pictures to me either digitally or, you can mail them, but I'd rather you just took pictures of them and sent them to me. With today's technology, all these phones are really good cameras, so you should be able to take a picture anytime you need one. But that's the kind of thing we're going to be doing during the day. I've been trying to think of a way to, get on here and draw and just talk about whatever I want to talk about. You guys can ask me questions in the chat and talk about things. It's just a way for me to do a solo show where I can talk to the chat about anything they want to talk about. But we're going to be doing portrait art by Joe, probably around the 1 o'clock hour Central Time to 3 o'clock hour kind of thing for a couple of hours. Sounds good to me. You guys let me know if you think I should change it. But we're going to start doing it probably. I work on Tuesday, so we'll probably do it every day of the week except Tuesday. I would think would be good. And then, of course, tonight, actually, let me promote this first. We're going on That 70s Rock Fans channel. Hang on one second. I actually wasn't going to use this layout again for a little bit, but since I'm here and ready to plug it, we're going to be doing it here at 4 o'clock on That 70s Rock Fans channel. It's Canon Film Club. We're getting together to do Masters of the Universe. A lot of people have been dying for him to do this show, and we do it today at 4 o'clock. It's a meeting of the Canon Film Club, classic Canon films. You see the names down there at the bottom that are going to be here. Tom Connors is going to be here. Razor Fist is supposed to show up. It should be a lot of fun, man. He-Man is a cult classic starring Dolph Lundgren in the title role of, the Master of the Universe, whatever the hell his name is. I don't remember any of that. I didn't really watch the cartoons and stuff, but I do know it's a beloved franchise. We're going to do that at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel, here in about 40 minutes on his channel. And then, of course, shortly after that, at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 Eastern, we got Part 12 of my walkthrough of Knights of the Old Republic. That's what Knock is getting ready for, let me tell you. I moved it to today at this time so he could be there for the broadcast. So you guys tune in for that. After That 70s Rock Fan show goes off, we will be right on its heels. And that's at 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern. Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Video games, cocktails, and fails. And then we got Tuesday's edition of Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And this week we're going to do part 6 of my walkthrough of Fable 3 on the Xbox 360. Why the 360 and not my Series S? Because you can't transfer your data off the Xbox now for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I'm not going to get rid of everything I was doing on the 360. So I don't want to start over from scratch. So my 360 still works and works just fine. So we're going to play it Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, Knock, Das Wolfen, myself, Small Time Republic, and sometimes Jed show up for Save the Atmosphere. That's where we talk about everything pop culture, the movies, the comic books, the TV shows, all the stuff we dig. And that's at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday evening. And then Thursday evening, the brothers hack the Matrix at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's when me and my brother get together and fill you in on the headlines of this week. the clown show that is 2023. We pull back the curtain on that and let you know what's really going on as the brothers hack the Matrix. 6 o'clock Central Time. And Saturday, you can watch me, much like I'm doing today, sketching the Privateer, working on the comic book, knocking it out little bit by little bit. I'm done making headlines. When it's done, it's done. And I hope you guys are enjoying watching a complete amateur create a comic book from the ground up. Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And this Sunday, the thing I've been waiting for a long time, and so has a lot of other people, myself, Knock, Small Time Republic, and Das Wolfen will be getting together for the 2023 season prediction show of NFL pregame party at 10 a.m. Central Time, our regular time, 2 hours before kickoff. Every Sunday, starting this Sunday, we're going to start with our prediction show right before that Thursday game between the Kansas City Chiefs, the world champions, as they hang their banner as the Detroit Lions come to town on Thursday. So we'll have our predictions for the season, including division champs, wildcard teams, and who we think is going to win it all. So you guys definitely tune in for that. And one other thing I want to let you know about, the show I was on earlier today is every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. For right now, it's John doing his playthrough of Dungeons & Dragons on Mondays at 10 a.m. But as soon as Gary's well enough and can get back, we're going to get back to Military Monday, I'm pretty sure. But definitely tune in to Pop Culture Minefield, 10 a.m. Mondays for John Das Wolfen playing Dungeons & Dragons. So, for myself and the Foxy One, and Christian DeLorme, who was the inspiration for this show. Hang on one second. Gridiron Masters is saying world champs by default because no other country could field a competitive team. Yeah, no doubt. They couldn't, could they? Although, I tell you what, there's a pretty cool story of a guy from, I think he's from Nigeria, and his last name's Okoye that was playing in the preseason. I can't remember which team. I'd have to look it up again, but it was pretty cool. But anyway, boys and girls, I want to thank you for watching this impromptu art show. And trust me, I'm going to start doing this 4 days a week. I'm going to start doing it on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll plan on doing it that way. And I want to thank you for being here. Like I said, if you're interested in a commission, just go to joesatmosphere.com and go down to the bottom of the page and you will see how to contact me. And on that page here, pretty soon, we're going to have some merch and possibly some art lessons too, if people want to learn how to draw the human face in private. But for now, I want to thank you for being here. And until I see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. And listen, I am going to wrap this up. I think I have it on here. Let me make sure I do. I think I do. Do I have it on? Yes, I do. Boys and girls, if you haven't seen it yet, go look at it on the channel. This is the trailer. It doubles as a trailer and the opening sequence of Pregame Party, the show that I can't wait for. It's my biggest passion besides comic books and movies. It's the NFL. I'm going to wrap up with that today. I'm going to push it all week. Every show I do, this is what you're going to see when I leave. So, until I see you again, I want you to keep on keeping on. God bless. I love that tribute to Lombardi at the end. That is just so damn